There back in our bar. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, First, like to big up all who subscribe, all who have been listening, all who have been a part of the movement, So we're there, back in at the bar, back in our element with a nice little topic. A topic where it's very relevant right now. A topic where, people need to hear and people need to over what's really going on out there in a time like this. First, big up everybody who in at the bar. Big up Keisha over so, bartender for the day. Big up man like the teacher, man like Yad, man like Nguvo, man like Salaman, and myself, Giroud. There, back for you back up a nice little topic. So run through there. Keisha, we run off the order them. You want me want Keisha, I want a Crown Royal and a cranberry juice, a white cranberry juice. Yes, man, them go through.
Yeah, man, a cold Guinness and a cup of ice to Keisha for the teacher. Said speed. Blessings.
Yeah, man. And a cranberry juice.
Want a well cold, icy cold, fresh from the freezer, Malta. Alright, so teacher, go through now the topic.
Yeah, they not drink nothing today.
Yeah.
Same one.
I want to hear from you. Where more?
Oh, one of them pink something there.
Oh, there's something there.
Yeah.
Pink posted something on it.
Alright, so kick off with the topic. As a jury would say, this topic is very important based on what's going on in the world in terms of the pandemic in Jamaica. So before we kick off the topic, I'm going to read a little background information from the Observer article dated November the 10th, 2020. And I quote, "The pandemic has put the spotlight on the inequalities of the education sector in Jamaica as never before, highlighting the digital divide in the country. In 34% of households, children do not have exclusive access to an internet device for educational purposes. Also, there are glaring disparities between urban and rural areas." End of quote. We're going to look at the online banking system as well, the work from home order, as well as other digital issues related to Jamaica, plus a special feature on the JPS and the OUR. So we're going to kick it off now. Man, I'm going to answer for an opening statement. Kick it off now. Oh, wow, not even drop the topic. Jano.
Oh, yes, man.
Dating.
May I say, very eager.
Go
yeah,
through
man.
classroom.
Yeah, man. Exploring.
Lecture theater.
Yeah, man. So the topic
call
goes.
one the pre-PE.
Yeah. So the topic goes, exploring the digital divide in Jamaica. And I go again, exploring the digital divide in Jamaica. So the man already know one. In terms of what we mean by the digital divide, we're looking at the gulf between those who have ready access to computers and the internet and those who do not have access. So we're looking at the household as well as persons who have to use the internet to work, persons who have to use the internet to go to school, and persons who have to use the internet to do basic, things like purchasing, checking emails and so forth. So we're going to look on the digital divide and that in Jamaican context.
All right.
So
yeah, man.
Let
me say something now.
Got you.
Yeah, man, I look on some data, yeah? And in 2010, the internet coverage in Jamaica was at 27%. But come this year now, 2021, it is actually at 55%. So over the last 11 years, we have more than doubled the internet coverage on the island, which is good. And it speaks about some development that's taking place. And if you check some data by Digital 2021 Jamaica, it says that there are 3.1 million mobile connections in Jamaica. So we have 2.9 million people here, but we have 3.1 million people with actually connected phones. So we have more phones than people who are connected in 2021. Opening statement by Nguvu.
All right. It speaks to the topics which we readiness towards the online thing in Jamaica. We are not really ready like that. We really comes to show that the Nguvu shows 55% of Jamaica coverage of internet. That is Nguvu?
Yeah, 55%, 55%, yeah.
Yeah, 55%, yeah. Which speaks to a lack of readiness we have towards system in Jamaica, whether educational, banking, or whatnot. Right? So that's what we're really going towards and stuff. So
Whatnot in our house.
Yeah. And as I say, it's like a crash course for Jamaicans because of the pandemic. Alright? So So everybody is leading towards the online system, banking online, education online, and all those stuff.
Yeah, it's a force thing basically, force thing to doing it.
It's a force to doing it.
Yeah.
Which to me is a good thing. That's what everybody is going towards. More security and everything. So that's what I'm saying.
Alright, got you now, Jeru.
Alright, so the level of inequality and the lack of equity that is still here in Jamaica is a real issue. Now, in Gouvan, Yad talk about the 55% and Yad says a good thing. However, what about the 45%? The 45% who don't even have a network, a phone network access in the communities. What about them? What about the children who have not been able to log on to an online class from 2020 March or whenever this thing start? Them people don't have access in a class. What about the elders who don't know how to use them online or phone or don't have access to do the online banking? I think more can be done, not only from the government's end, but from the same corporate entities, from the same networks, the digitals, the flows. More can be done to allow for easier access to the networks. More can be implemented, more can be done, because what I'm seeing is one set of Jamaicans advancing and a next set being left behind. So I could see how we can discuss it with these people.
All right, King Solomon, got you now.
Yes, a couple of things we do. I heard 55%, and then I heard 34%. So
no, don't get confused. It's 34% of children and 55% of the entire population. All right, don't get it confused.
All right. So what me want to know is how much of that entails the black proportion of the country.
Are you over there, Solomon?
No, man. No, what me I do? Me just put that in there for those. There's a
for real. Yeah, man, it's a good thought. Man, it's a good thought. So you done this, Solomon?
Yeah, man.
You stir up an ant's nest and left it, brother.
No, it's a quick himself, man. But what may I say in response to what Jeru said?
All right, I'm gonna drop this.
Jeru. Okay, got you.
Well, on the end go for.
Yeah, man, go on. No?
Let me try to say that 34% there as well. Solomon ask, is a very good point when I ask how much of that are the black demographic, because that 34% are most of the township, the urban area, Kingston.
Right.
And most of the
Kingston and St. Andrew, part of St. Catherine, St. Anne.
Teacher, remember you said 34% do not have access to them. So don't confuse yourself either. You said 34%.
No.
Yes or no, you read percent, they said 34 do not have access.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so yeah, so no, don't confuse yourself.
Yeah, sorry. My bad. So out of that, what are the difference?
Surely the
well on, man.
That entail all of the blacks.
Yeah, because most of Jamaica are black people. 95% of the country black. So naturally, Jamaica black people.
Well on the end go for.
Yeah.
But remember, the people who actually have access now, the kids them,
We should go to that.
The St. Anne.
Pitney them youth. Pitney them.
The kids. Come on, man.
Pitney them.
Students.
Yeah, American man. Yeah, pitney them.
Most of the township them, brother. The urban area and the rural areas. Rural people might get a beaten. The people in the rural area get a beaten still. Some of them not sit online. As a Joe mentioned from March, them not see class.
You're my question for the money. You're my question for the money with on the podcast where I talk about say internet access. I don't know anybody who have a challenge access YouTube or IG or Facebook. When you come on to access social media,
I told a live, brother. Somebody can't use you.
Nobody rural areas. Me don't know nobody.
No, brother.
Hold on. This one,
I travel.
One we can ask a question.
Sorry, and go for.
You need.
You can't say because you don't know it exists.
Me never say it no exists. Me never say it no exists.
Okay, sir.
I did not say that.
But we are concentrate on online education. That we are concentrate on online everything.
No, just
Digital.
online,
Digital.
Digital
device.
No, but only seem like we are concentrate on online
It's a
education.
part of.
Guys, all
No,
about
man, it's a
most
part of. It's a
No, but
part
most
of.
of where you are talking about teacher, a base off of that, you know, what you are saying. But you just
Yeah,
say
it's a
like
part
that.
of. Yeah, it's a part of.
yeah, but the thing
No, but yeah, most of what
So
you
me, it's a
say,
part of. We can't dispute that.
yeah, they will know, but most of what you say are based off that. That's all I'm
No
saying.
problem. So me agree. Yeah.
When
me
me,
not
when,
dispute
when
that.
me want,
Yeah.
let me show you
Please
now
what?
levels when me want the man them
You're
understand.
coming
why you
facts,
say
brother.
Go
how
through,
much
So the facts
how
me
much-
come
how
with the way you
much-
say teacher.
Go through
Oh
Solomon.
my God.
Go through Solomon.
That's my time come with facts and the way him say.
Keisha,
Assign
turn on
this.
the,
Yeah, that
turn
them
on
again.
the AC, please.
Yes, that.
Some of the young men have been had flashes in here, man.
Yeah,
Solomon,
that
go
is.
through. Solomon, go through.
So when me and Travis show is this, you know, if there is 34%
Of children.
of children without the access,
Right.
so it automatically because a black country and the black population. I gotta feel that. Then now we say 55%. So the 3.1 million cell phones, they say.
Yeah, that means we have more mobile
But we
connections
again we have
than
to put
people.
that.
Yeah.
No, I guess that we have to put that again into concept, brother.
Well,
And
also,
context. Because
hold on.
most of that Vietnam most of that
Go on, huh?
CUG.
What do you mean by CUG?
Most of that
No,
is a
alright.
CUG.
So
cell
CUG
phone.
not have
Hold on,
data.
huh?
Them that not have data.
No,
Hold
but you
on,
not get
hold
what me
on,
I say. You may say no.
Those
What you
that have
can't
data,
do
me
no.
ask if that
We
data
not
access.
Nguvu, we not Nguvu because what we don't want to
Are those
become
CUGs
in the bar.
wrong?
What we don't want to become in the bar, at least when me don't want to become in the bar, is a person that is a diplomat or a person that sit on the fence like a Humpty Dumpty. So what I'm saying,
When you say CUG,
clearly,
CUG have data
so
or
let,
them
what
CUG they are
I'm
banger.
telling you, what I'm saying.
Because if I'm a
clearly,
banger,
no.
then you have a
Watch
point
out.
there.
No, watch out there,
Alright.
Father God.
All right, watch this now.
Remember,
Watch this
so what me I
now.
said before
So
the
what
man
you
them
say?
finish, all I'm saying is, brother, if we are to look on
Say
it
what you
and say,
feel for
okay,
say.
55%, 3.1 million cell phones in the country, it is misleading to think that because of the 3.1 million and a more cell phones than people, it means that there's not a divide. Because that's what you're saying.
Here's
I'm
what
gonna do a
no.
quick-
Here's what
hold
I am
on,
saying.
hold on, Nguvu,
No,
hold
that's
on
what
now.
you're saying.
Hold on,
No,
no.
no.
Hold
Here,
Hold
let
on,
me tell you what
Nguvu.
I am saying.
Let me do a quick. Let me do a
Go
quick
through, Jerry.
survey.
Go
Let me
through,
do a
Jerry.
quick survey because Nguvu them a read some stats, and if not,
I know me make out them
think.
stats there now.
Hold on, no. Yeah, but I say
Google
yeah,
stats them. So I know me make it.
fine. All right, fine. You
We
read
have a
some
World
stats.
Bank and a
Stats,
World
yeah,
Bank and
I know.
IMF.
Check
Hold
your
on,
source,
no.
brother.
Hold on,
IMF
no.
and World Bank giving them stats.
All right. Hold on, no, because you mentioned so
Jamaica.
3.1.
Yeah.
Yo, let me give my point.
Yeah, make your point, no?
Nguvu mentioned say we have a 3.1 devices
Mobile
that
connections,
are
yeah.
mobile connections.
Yeah.
Let me teach you something. I used to work for one of them, right? The telecoms people. Them. Solomon, how much phone you
Device
have?
different from cell phone.
Right.
So better use the word device.
Well, that's not Solomon.
Hold on,
device.
how much Solomon have?
Solomon, how much devices you have access a network or internet?
5.
Better you say that. Better you say that now.
How
Device.
much? Solomon
I
is
don't need
5?
to explain that.
Hold on, why
I'm-
Solomon have five something?
Chop a line.
We,
Me have about
how much woman you have?
Okay, all right, yeah. All right. Go through,
If
Jerry.
you mention device,
Jerry.
you
Hold
you
on.
say 3 device.
you have
Yes,
3
yes.
devices.
Yeah, 3
Hold
device.
on,
Better
no.
use-
Yeah,
Sorry,
so you have
device.
3 devices.
This is straight from the
Solomon.
topic depending still. You know.
My stop your noise and listen to a man and
No,
say
let
you talk
me
about
tell you,
straight
it's a straight from the topic.
You're not straight from the topic, man.
Not straight. Not straight.
It's not
That's
straight from the
true, my
topic.
No,
one.
straight.
I
Man,
say,
do a
nice,
round
man.
table
that make
survey, brother.
sense,
Stop your
man.
noise,
Man,
man.
do a
Man,
round
say.
table survey.
Jerry,
Yeah,
make your
man,
point,
straight,
no?
brother.
How much
And
phone
me
you
have
have?
about-
Yawa, informer man, you
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
phone
yeah.
you have.
Hear that, you know.
Yeah, man.
And me
Bill,
have about
Jerry,
4
yeah.
devices.
No, wait.
No, if
hold on,
in the room-
hold on. Jerry, you count the tablet, your laptop and tablet as well? Are
Yeah,
you
that's
counting
not
your laptop and tablet? No, ask.
Yes,
Yeah, of
because
course,
my
because-
Hold
tablet.
on, the data
You can
is
make calls.
referencing
I'm
mobile
please.
connection. A laptop
A
is not a
mobile
mobile
phone, yeah,
connection.
mobile phone.
Hold on,
yeah,
hold on, hold on.
The data says
The
mobile connection.
tablet that I have, the tablets that I have SIM cards in them.
But
and
you
more
say I
time
count
when
the
I'm-
laptop a while ago. You say I count the laptop.
You hear me say my account laptop done?
You know the say yeah a while ago? Yeah, didn't say yeah a while ago.
Yeah, it's a laptop.
Man,
Yes,
you
for me,
ask
no.
me if my account my tablet. I'm
And
say
your
yeah, my
laptop.
account my tablet. You stop try straight from the point, man. Because
Alright,
if
go on.
in the room
Make
alone,
your point, make
we
your point.
have over
Me
15
the man finish.
devices
Me the man
that
finish
can
now.
connect to the internet. And I just, how much are we in here? 5.
Mm-hmm.
We have over 15.
Yeah.
Me used to work with a telecoms company in Jamaica, and how them track data is for every activated SIM, every pin will come on. And a man buy SIM card regularly.
Not again.
All right.
Yeah,
So
to the youth.
so Jeru, again, the things are mobile connections, the data we reference, mobile connections.
Yeah, but you come in and talk about 3.1 million devices, like say a 3.1 million
I
people
say 3.1
have phone and 3.1 million people access internet. Talk the thing and talk. Mislead the public. Misleading the public.
Listen now.
But when
I said,
are we discussing the divide?
Solomon, I said that there are three.
I would did the divide.
Hold on, man. Because a man I got misinterpret the data and say
no, you will say
the people.
I get information from.
It is a
source.
fact.
Can I yourself a teacher?
It is a fact that there are more. It is a fact that there are more connected devices in Jamaica than people. That is a fact. And that is all I said. I'm misleading the public.
Right, but does this mean that everybody have access to a connected device?
No, because I said it is 55%. The internet coverage is 55%.
Right, so that is a good thing. That's a good thing.
It's a good thing that it moved from 27%.
It's a good thing. Yeah, man,
it's a good thing. Say it moved from 27%.
Let's start with the man.
It's a good thing. Say move from
discussion.
It is a good thing. It is a good thing.
Start off the discussion.
Start long time, you know.
It's a good thing.
Properly.
It is a good thing. It moved from 27% in 2010 to 55% in 2021. That's a good thing.
Okay, and I'm asking. This is what I'm asking now. This is what I'm asking now. Yes or no from each person around the bar. Is there a divide?
No, 55% versus 45%.
No, man.
The question exists, Solomon. Yes, there is a divide.
Yeah, so what we want to find out is what is the divide, and the divide in terms of if there's a divide, that means some might have benefit, some not benefit.
Yeah, that's
exactly. I'm gonna tell you.
Right or wrong.
Yes,
some benefit, some not benefit.
Yeah, that's Solomon.
All right, so wait, no, man. You gotta talk. You gotta talk, brother.
Solomon, tell you something that's not obvious.
No, that's what I'm asking.
No, but here's an aspect of the thing when not obvious, but we not get at, right?
What?
You have some people. I say there's no genuine case where people want access to the internet or access them online.
And can't get on.
There are also cases where you have some parents who are not willing to make certain sacrifices.
Negligence.
Who are not willing to make
your argument is the failure of the online system, the online education system, is to neglect
parenting.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying
a technical issue is a social issue.
Solomon, I did not say that a while ago. I'm saying that the issue is dynamic. And one dynamic that we are not talking about is the dynamic where
we discuss this every day. We discuss this every day.
Parents where
we discuss this every day.
No, so that
brother.
Parents,
not saying that.
No, but genuine concern of people who not going to get on.
Listen, man. No, wait,
man. Not a light.
But brother, at this point in time, you are doing a juxtaposition, brother. Parenting and online divide. So you are basically putting parenting as one of the reasons for the online divide.
Why the people not going on?
It's one of the issues. Why the people them not go
online? That's an issue.
So is it not one of the issue then?
No, first of all, the main issue is an incompetent education minister. That's the first thing.
And that's one. What is two? What's the second thing?
The second thing is.
So there's no blame. There's no blame on the parents.
Hold on,
the second thing is.
You can't really do that. You have to be fair, brother.
Yeah, him said the first.
So you're first.
No, but you said
second.
No, but I said there's no blame on the parents.
No, him never said that.
No, there's no first.
What is my first? What is my first?
No, so
we are asking.
But
we are asking.
I'm finished. All me ear. A rifle shot to my left and gun
Uzi
to my right.
No,
me no know who about it.
Uzi,
you got me talk.
Guns out.
Because all I'm saying to you is
real guns out, man.
If you are going to say something about parenting,
Yeah.
and then something about online divide, you have to then say what are the reasons. Parenting can be the first reason.
No, I never said the first reason. I'm saying that
because the education system has been flawed from we know.
From inception, from morning.
The online education system now needs proper leaders.
I talk about the online banking now. Talk about online banking.
No, we're not go banking.
Yeah, jump.
Yeah, we're not go banking.
No. Let me explain myself, brother. I want you. Let us jump on my chest. I want you.
Careful.
I'm not
The
jumping
main private.
Where's the while ago?
No man not jump on him case. Careful.
Oh, I'm thinking
Careful,
face.
brother.
You think I face himself? Go
Careful, brother. Careful.
No.
We are here, brother.
I'm sitting like in this. Hold on. I'm sitting like in this.
Brother, you're not for shouting enough to be heard in my ear.
I don't know why.
Yo, the man that drink out teacher liquor.
A teacher
Careful, brother.
that's
Careful. That me I say, man.
How is his father got?
Man, sorry, me, I drink out.
Give me another Guinness.
You know, we need that bar. We need something like goes bush. We need something like that, dog.
Anyway,
Something like that. Come on, know.
Yeah, make a point. Yeah, make a point.
Effects.
Yeah, make a point.
why is Jamaicans not ready towards the online system, so to speak?
You
You
mean
can't
generally?
really have
You were
No,
going to
but
talk about
generally-
banking.
You
You
mean
go-
generally?
No, but
Yeah, you
brother.
mean generally?
banking.
Yeah, you're saying generally?
Generally,
But here's why, yeah.
not it.
Yeah, here's why. Because Jamaica is 30 years behind the rest of the world.
All right,
That's
and go for. They can't really blame the government alone for them.
No,
to
but
be alone.
you have to
So what
blame
are
the-
you
so you have to
So who
blame
you gonna blame? So who you
government have to get part of the blame.
Yeah,
So what
You
are
have
you
to blame the
blame?
people.
Forget
I
blame.
have
So you
to
blame
blame
the
the people.
people.
So
You have to blame
What
people
kind of man
themselves.
this?
you are
The system, the
yeah,
Ready
exit.
to change. I mean, the
yeah,
system is
Online,
there.
man. All the people
The
that go
system is there.
online, yeah.
What
The
The
system is
system
there?
is there. Where you talk
which
about?
system?
System is there.
Which
System is
system?
there.
Which
They
system
know
is there,
long
brother? Which
Scotia
system is
put out
there?
them online system and I know some people don't, most people don't know how to use it.
And that's,
So
but that's
what?
not by
So
choice.
what?
Yeah,
So
that's not
what?
by
So
choice.
what?
That's not
So
by
Exactly.
choice.
That's by
Yeah,
choice.
no, yo, yeah,
That's
yeah,
Miss-
Miss Matty and
It is
all
very
by,
difficult.
it's not by
It
choice.
is
man.
very
Can't go- them
That's
not
not
go
by
to
choice.
people, them know for the thing, man.
You can see say you had living on a little bubble, you know.
No,
Yeah,
none of that.
you come out
None
and
of that.
you
It
None
is
of that.
there, but the
None of
people have
that,
to thought.
Another
don't know
this
what
is
go
the prime example
on.
of someone
It is there, but
speaking
what
from
show
a
them? What show them?
privileged background. You're
Exactly.
speaking from a privileged background,
Privileged
sir,
point of view.
where you were technically savvy from you were young. You
No,
have to
no,
remember.
No, Solomon,
What?
actually, I overnight him find a little technical savvy thing. I know you.
No,
don't say
man,
that.
You ever talk about man like me, where Mr. Abacus? Where if you come when una type on computer, me account bead pan string. You go with me, I
You're
say,
the man.
and imagine.
Listen,
At my age,
No.
and my 30s.
But Solomon,
Imagine older folks than me.
Solomon, hear me say now. Why Jamaica
But
is...
and over Fatland.
Yeah, the whole on the yard. Yeah,
I
the
mean,
whole on the
I'm
yard.
for fault, lad. That's
Solomon,
just
hold on,
No more their fault.
Yeah,
That's
the
just
whole on the yard.
unfortunate circumstances,
Yard,
sir.
yard.
No, but are your fault? Are your fault
Because
making it?
because
No,
listen,
yard,
one.
I listen, yard.
No, listen, a
The man not
70-year,
listening.
a
Solomon, what man?
70-year-old. No, wait, no man. A
Nah, listen.
70-year-old
I'm
Miss
The man, the man
Matalan.
is a top. Be
A
nice.
70
Be
a
nice.
70-year-old Miss
You hear me? You hear me? I talk to you,
Matalan.
you
A
hear me? I talk.
70-year-old.
See, yeah,
You
Listen,
hear me?
man.
Straight up
You're
chat.
talking
A
no. You're talking no.
70-year-old Miss
Come
Matalan
like say, you come like
was
say,
connected
the want
online
You're talking no.
from Shiban.
You're talking no.
A
Solomon,
70
hear me, I say, Solomon.
A 70-year-old
Solomon.
Miss Lee, a 70-year-old Miss White Chalky
Solomon.
White
It's Matty,
online
not the
long time.
garrison in a country.
Solomon, hold on,
No,
Solomon.
no, online.
Solomon, hold on.
That's why they created partner, sir.
Solomon,
in the
hold
ghetto.
on. Let me tell you
And
something.
round
Hold on.
robin, sir.
Solomon, let me say, Jamaica as a country, in terms of infrastructure, our culture, we are 30 years behind the developed world in terms of...
I wouldn't say 30s.
Yo,
The
30
vision,
years,
the vision
30.
20,
I would
30
say
thing they are
50. I would
fraud.
say 50. I would say
Yeah,
50.
Solomon, and I guess with the 30 years, you know.
No,
So
man,
you get that
can't-
from?
Fox,
Where you
man, I
get
tell
that
you.
get that from?
Where the Fox
I
come
tell
from?
me what the three
My
main
youth.
things them were with
Where the
30
Fox
years
come from?
alone.
In terms of where we are, in terms of our internet coverage, in terms of our devices, in terms of our utilization of internet, 30 years ago was 1990. Yeah? The internet coverage existed in the modern world and use of technology and digitization. That's where Jamaica is in 1998.
Wrong, brother. Wrong. Well, I'm going to correct you. In the mid-90s, the internet came about, threw up by Bill Clinton. I'm about to try to mislead the public. About 1990.
Teacher, and internet
nobody do
alone.
that. Nobody do that.
Teacher.
Nobody do that. Internet was open to the public.
That
It
come
was
like,
open to the
that come
public,
like,
brother.
yo, that
Never
come
open
like,
to the public, brother.
Teacher,
that come like a finger with
It never
with
open to the
scotch pan
public.
itself or wiping the air that.
It never open to the public, brother. It was military based
Burn, son.
and governmental based. It was open to the public.
Burn. Move forward.
Nobody try to mislead the people. Yeah, man.
Did I say internet or did I say digital? Max. Did I say internet?
Oh,
Or
we
did I
are
say
talking about the digital divide.
Did I?
It's
No,
internet.
but you are coming with internet. But you are coming with internet. I never say internet a while ago.
Yeah,
Me never say internet a while ago. Digital. I did say.
brother.
Yeah, on the first
Internet
a different thing you
and
talk about.
digital. Brother,
Isha.
digital,
Different thing you talk
internet,
about.
same
So, yeah,
thing.
give me two
It's a
bandage and
1990.
two
No bother
Makira
with that,
comb
brother.
there.
You're mislead.
But me not say internet,
you're
and you say
mislead
internet.
people.
I did not say
purple
internet.
But you're talking
We
about
never say internet.
digital, brother.
We never say internet.
Anyways, finish a statement and go. I'm have to correct you this still. Go on
You
there.
can't correct me, 'cause
Correction,
me not say internet.
and
We never
Correction,
say
my
internet.
brother. I move on. The school, my brother. What you know?
My substantive point
Stop.
is this.
That comment
sub-
is synonymous to teachers. Then bleach.
Yeah,
Go
bleach it
up
for
and
go
dinner.
bleach it for go
Yeah.
dinner.
That
Exactly.
Hold on.
With
The
the
dynamic.
dancehall. That
Yeah,
up there
man.
with the final dancehall.
So the dynamic that is being ignored is the fact that you have some parents who are not willing to make the required sacrifices that's necessary.
No, but why you are saying it is ignored?
So we got a parents now. Where you going this up?
No,
I'm
but
go
why
with
is
what I
it
mean, I'm
ignored? No,
We
why
got
is
make
it
online
ignored?
registration.
Yeah,
No.
Nobody's not talking about that. Who's talking
No,
about
But
it?
why? Oh,
Where here that been
no,
talking
that
about?
is
Think
talked
of the online
about.
banking
That
you
is
talk
talked
about.
about.
Where? Me
Are
not
you-
see it nowhere.
Are
Where?
you
We talk about that already
are you in conversations with teachers and conversation with parents on a general basis?
Yes, I am.
So how you don't know that?
I'm gonna know what.
Oh, you don't know that the PTA, so that's one of the main discussions.
I mean, who tell us someone know? I talk about
No, but that's the main discussions in all of the PTAs. So it's not being
What is the main
ignored.
discussion? What is the main
The
discussion?
main discussion is parents need to do better.
In terms of what? In terms of what?
Having their children online.
Okay.
That's the main discussions in all PTAs.
In other words, they have the opportunity to do it, but they're not doing it.
No, in other words,
They have
same
the,
thing
they
what
have
you're
the access
talking
to do
about.
it, and they're
Who
not
needs
doing
to
it.
who needs to do better, who needs to sacrifice more,
And this is the parents, right?
And the fittest of the fittest.
No, this
of
is
the
a parents.
digital
What is a
world, eh?
PTA? Parent
So
teachers.
no, but you are
association.
saying that
Some seed.
therefore you are saying, no, Solomon. You are saying, Solomon,
Well,
that is the
that's not
parents.
contrary. That's what you said.
No, but how comes you blame?
You said it is
how
not
comes
being
the number one blame
discussed.
at the minister?
You are saying it is no, but you are saying it's not being discussed, sir.
No, but how comes the number one
No,
issue
but a
for you
PTA
is the minister of education when you are saying
no, PTAs are action meetings. In an action meeting, we talk about the actions that need to be taken.
right.
What
so,
we are talking
right,
about,
right,
the
right.
online divide. The
No, but how
online
comes
divide
you are saying
comes
that the
down
biggest
to
issue
the
is the
online
minister of
divide? No,
education when in
because
the PTA
because
they must
the
say
parent,
the parents them who needs to do
no,
more.
man never said that.
That is
Easy.
that's not consistent.
Easy, bro. God second. No one said that. No one said that.
You said that. You said the biggest
You
problem.
said no.
the
You
minister
said
of
there's
education.
no. I did not. No,
Of course, you said that. You said the
Wait,
biggest
man,
problem.
Mr. Man,
Boy,
let me
eat
tell
it
you
to
what,
them,
Mr.
man.
Man. You said it is not being discussed. You're not
He
hearing
says
it be
he said.
discussed. And I said
Hear
to you,
things.
No, but
it
who are
is being
discussing on the podcast?
discussed because
Who on
it
the
is being
podcast?
discussed.
Who
No, but
mentioned
the
it on the
podcast.
podcast?
But in the
Who mentioned it on the
last parenting podcast, we spoke about this.
Spoke about
This
what?
was one of the solutions that the parents need to do better. Aren't you listening to the bar talk?
So you're saying that that has
podcast,
no
sir?
relevance to this discussion?
It has relevance, but
Oh,
it is
okay,
not the
oh.
main argument, sir.
What does it mean?
Exactly.
What does it
The
mean?
main
That's
argument is the
infrastructure
online
really dead
divide.
like that.
So we're talking
What is the
about
main
Really dead.
argument?
So we're talking about the infrastructure. We're talking about the fact that
Exactly.
the education minister has not written or not tried or has done nothing at all to get a memorandum with some form of telecommunications operator to really get the black
So what is
students
universal service
going
fund?
on.
What is a universal service fund?
In order to access universal service fund, you have to be an expert proposal writer.
So I'm asking you, what is the universal
What I
service
just said
fund
to
doing?
you.
No, you said
That's
there's...
what you should ask your education minister. Why isn't she accessing the universal?
Hope she's
service
listening
fund?
now.
Wait a minute, why is
Somebody-
she not doing
We're
that?
going to send a bar talk up a Ministry of Education.
Why is it that? Why is it that your education minister, first of all,
Minister, I get a copy of
You
the
mean
bar
the,
talk,
First
but
of
you
all,
mean the
still,
education minister, the
still,
education,
still,
the education
still.
minister, the
The
education.
education minister
Yeah, yeah.
misfavor
Go ahead.
whatsoever her name is.
Clueless.
She has
Waste
not.
of
She
space.
has not.
Clueless.
First of all, the main reasons, one of the thing them, no teacher
That's
in
another copy,
Jamaica,
man. That's
no
another
teacher
copy.
in Jamaica has confidence in the education minister.
Poor.
No teacher.
None. Me no know none yet.
None.
Connect
There's
that
no
back to the digital divide.
organization.
Connect back that to
That
the
is
digital
why
divide.
the digital divide is so wide, because she's not doing anything at all. You have a universal.
So wait, you
Yeah,
want
Minister,
the
no
so
tablet
wait,
I
You have
give
a
out there, you know.
universal.
School start, you know.
No them tell us that 3/4. No one tell
Minister,
them
no
tell us
tablet I give out.
tablets were lost. They not tell us that tablets were lost or stolen or something like that
Minister,
one
no
at time
laptop I
them.
give out that year.
Huh?
but tablets have been distributed
How
since
is
the
it that?
pandemic.
How is it that this is the
Minister, none
second
this year,
year? How is it
September.
this?
No,
this
not
is
have
the
been
Minister,
distributed
second
since the
year?
pandemic.
How is it that this is
September.
the second year?
Since the pandemic,
September, me and talk. No,
Pandemic.
in a
No, but
Minister,
I
no.
was
And when we are
since
go
the pandemic.
to school, there's no system in the school that when you go to the school, you can go to the school and get everything that you want. Because first of all,
There's
we
no
know
face to face. No,
it
but not go
was
school.
no.
There's no face to
stop.
face.
If you go to any school, the
Online
offices
thing,
are
you
up
know.
and working.
Yeah,
No,
but
but brother,
online, there's no
online
face to
is
face.
not working.
But
It is not
Jero,
working,
not Jero.
sir.
And go for online now,
And that's
brother.
what-
Online now, brother.
that's what we're
It's not
talking about.
working because she doesn't have a plan. Your government doesn't have a plan, sir.
The government,
Or my bad.
the government,
Those government.
those government. Which,
Are that
Yo,
government.
remember,
The
so we have to
government.
look for the work
Are
from home, too,
this
you know. The
government.
work from home
Okay.
order. And the JPS and the OER
All
thing.
right.
too,
Make we go over there
you
now,
know. Yeah, man.
because we not drop off our topic, you know, because
All
what
right,
is
no,
Yeah.
if we drop from education minister, then go to
The work
who
from
deal
home.
with energy? Who deal with energy?
Not even remember who, you know, to tell you the truth, you know. I was
Who's
the
the
energy
person that
minister.
who's the energy minister?
Because it
Take
was
it from
Favour and
Wheatley.
then move they
And then,
move
yeah, and them take it from
from
Wheatley.
Edition.
And,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we are that's a problem.
No, we're not
That's
talking-
a problem. That's a problem.
Have
The energy minister come out and deal with this no time yet?
No?
No, sir.
And deal with this JPS situation, the fact that we are the fourth in this country that there's no big industry, because we not do mega industries in this country. We not responsible for 3/4 of the environmental pollution in terms of gases and them thing there. And we have the fourth highest electricity bill
In the world.
And we not hear from the
Daryl
energy
Vaz,
minister.
the minister,
What?
man.
We
Daryl
not hear
Vaz.
from the
Yeah,
energy.
Daryl
No,
Vaz, I
because
man, he must
he's
sleep, man. He must sleep, man.
He's
but
busy
but
in
why
Portland,
we are talking
living
why we are
his
talking
dream
about
life
Daryl
with his
Vaz?
dream wife.
And this is not a new phenomenon.
No, but
I like Bill Gates.
the
It's not
farmer,
a new
the
phenomenon.
farmer,
Yeah,
if the
but
farmer,
however,
I
when
like
the
Bill
however,
Gates.
opposition
It's not
was
a
in
new
power,
phenomenon.
if the,
defend them and go.
if the opposition was in power,
To
Palwell or
raise a
whosoever
bill
that
since year start.
get kicking and face long time.
Come again?
Brother, to increase
I remember
the
when Palwell was
them get
every
less than 12 months.
single second, them the Palwell case about JPS.
No,
I
but,
never did
no, but
Paul
I
will
thought
have
you would have said
No, but every
when
day
Paul
Paul will
was
have been in the
minister,
news.
the light bill
He
was
failed
half.
as well.
I thought
He
you were
failed
going to
as
say the
well.
light bill was half. I thought you were going to say
But-
that
but what is not-
we weren't
what
in the
is
top
not-
10 in the world. I thought you were going to say
what
something
is-
like that.
What
I
you
thought you
say?
were going to say we
What
had free light bill or something like that.
you say? Teacher Nguvo and Solomon Zin, because here Nguvo talk, but this situation that we're in now, this situation that I'm talking, the pandemic, is new. It's new to everybody here,
Right,
New to
right.
the world, new to the world, yeah.
right? It's new. One, boom. Them say work from home order in place, right?
By
know,
force,
who is-
not by choice, by force.
Well,
We're
I'm
forced
not
to work
Yeah,
from home.
well, no,
No,
the man finish the
And then
man.
you
So,
say, I know Mr. Green, boy.
Well, hold on,
Finish
you know who a benefit from working from home the most?
JPS.
One, no, not even JPS. I'm gonna reach JPS yet. One.
So you're saying that
People
we should
hold on,
abandon
hold on,
work
no.
from home?
Hold on, no,
Because of that, we should abandon work from home?
Let me
Nobody
finish
never
that
said
now.
that, Nguvo.
No, but go on, let me say
No,
myself.
but
You're
why
the
you
man,
being
you're the man.
like that though?
You're the man.
What
You're
is
the
wrong,
man.
So
Nguvo? No,
defensive.
Nguvo, what is
You're
wrong?
the man.
Nguvo, what is wrong? Talk to me.
Tisha,
Nguvo.
turn
Yo.
on the AC. Put the AC on and go.
Let me just finish it quickly.
Put the AC and the fan. And
Let me
put a
finish
block
it
of
quickly.
ice in front of the fan too.
Let me finish that quickly
Set
because
speed.
Nguvo him sound irritated. Because watch this. From home, where I work from home. You know who I benefit the most from this? The corporate entities, the amount of money that these companies are saving on electricity bills, the amount of
Energy.
money, and they are not giving back this to the workers.
No,
The
sir.
workers have to pay more upon them light bill because them they won't know and have use more energy. Then on top of it, light bill are raised. And the government is doing absolutely nothing in this situation and this time now. The government should be the one who say, based on the situation,
what is the
JPS,
solution
you guys
to the eye?
cannot.
Here is the solution to the eye light bill in Jamaica.
I believe what is happening in this online divide is a simple scenario where, again, blacks are suffer, and it's not due to the fact that the country now under some real strife and the pandemic and stuff like that. It's just a simple also say a lot more needs to be done in regards to this online thing. So in regards to the whole education thing, more needs to be done. From the parents' perspective, they must maybe sacrifice more, but also the leaders also should understand. So the dynamics is that most black people in the poorer areas are finding it difficult, so they need to find a way. In terms of the JPS, there's no way in this country we should have the fourth highest electricity bill or energy bill in the world, and we don't have no major industry. We're not making any cars, we're not doing anything, that we're not assembling planes, we're not doing anything like that. So I don't know what's going on, so I don't know who is getting the money, but we need to sort it out. So yeah, we need to sort it out.
Yeah, man. So I'm saying, after end go over, I say this pandemic thing is real. It is unforeseen. Catch you off guard by surprise. We never see it come. The digital divide is very real. We have 45%, which is a significant portion of the population, which is don't have readily and easily don't have access to the internet. That's very unfortunate. That means a large part of our society will be left behind. It's going to be very difficult when the pandemic is over to get everybody back on one level playing field. The education system is already under a significant strain. That strain will become even more when it comes to the point where we need to get all those students who are left behind over 18 months now, to get them back on track. You're going to have a lot of them who gone off the grid in terms of not being enrolled in a school, an education system to go and find them. So we have as a nation, as a people, we have our work cut out for us as far as this digital divide is concerned. The infrastructure needs to be improved, because even though some of the time you have the internet, it is not consistent. Some of the time the light go away in a class and the light go away and all these things. So even those who have access generally, things can still happen. Internet go down and you still can take in the online classes. So it's just a pandemic, and we just have to kind of do the best we can do in the meantime. And go out.
Alright, this is Yadir. I'm gonna go. You go out. I mean, this comes to show you that only people and persons with proper resources can really survive in this pandemic thing here. Alright, and what I believe is that I think the government should do more. The network communication people them should do more. The people them with themselves should do more to really suffice this problem. Alright, so that's my point on it.
Alright, what you're going now, Zin? Because it's been a year and a half into this pandemic. And pretty much I think the government should have done a lot more with the interest of the people at heart in regards to getting things done to allow a better transition for people in general. Now, one, the education system is so poor that how do we now go and tell our children and tell the people of Jamaica that education is the key, when we have all been out for a year and a half of proper education, and what we are seeing now is that the government is solely focused on tourism and the workforce, and education system is being left behind again. So things could have been done from before, preparations could have been done, ensure that we see where last year, this thing catch you off guard, and we pretty much tape it together to try and make it work. But this year, nothing new has been implemented. It's like we're just continuing the same cycle. As it relates to working from home and the whole JPS thing, I think the government is just downright wicked to have not stood up and played firm with JPS to make them know that the country in general is facing a sticky situation. You cannot afford to be constantly taxing our workforce because, as I say, the persons who are gaining from this pandemic, really and truly, is the business sector because they are saving the most from rentals because they don't have to be renting the space. They are saving from high electricity bills because that electricity bill portion now is now passed on to their workers. The workers' pays have not increased and the workers are now paying higher bills. Bus fare gone up, gas gone up, flour gone up. Everything is increasing except their pay. And then the same workforce is going to tell the workers that they cannot increase the pay. However, they are saving so much from these other utilities, whether it be water, whether it be light. And the government themselves are pussyfooting around, telling people to resign because they are pussyfooting around again with parties and all these things. And all it is showing is that there are two sides to Jamaica, and the divide and the line for the division is extending. So who can afford to is going to be good, and who can't afford is going further down the pecking order. So we're in a sticky situation, really sticky situation. Really don't know what can be done. I'm out.
All
Teacher,
right,
got
so
one there.
teacher there,
Mm.
boy. Drew say hold it, they say, but I got this to it right now. In the digital age, the fittest are survive. It's like we're going back to the time where only the privilege used to go to school. And only the privilege to get the space at the high school, and only the privilege could I get certain jobs and function. Because one to the man where his work is not online dependent, one to him, can I forgot there and work? Him lose out there. You know what I mean? It's not everybody is attached to the online grid. And you have some people in the inner city. Them thief light or bridge light or what they call it, and them can't get the service. So Flow now come and wire them place because them not have proper electricity.
No man, Flow still install them thing, man.
Flow still get them?
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
Okay, so that changed now. That is good. Thanks to Ngufo. So we have some case where the people them can't afford to pay the bill, even if them get it, them only they can get it for the 2 months and then the bill cut off. What happened there so? You know what I mean? And the parents have to go out and work, and then you have the lockdown, and everybody can function in that sphere. With the online banking, oh boy, we're going to teach Miss Matty and Farmer Joe how to go online and make transactions. Some of these people are hands-on, them have to have money in them hand, cash. It's not everybody know how to use online systems. So you find, say, you lose a whole heap of those persons. You
And
know what I mean? I think the banks,
everybody bank,
yeah.
and everybody bank with the bank.
Yeah, man. So to add to the whole JPS thing and the OER, come like the JPS and the OER in a bed, because every increase what JPS asks for this year, OER grant them. So it's like OER is not for the people. So I wonder who OER really protect and serve. That's the next question we have to ask the people and the government. So that a teacher, my little closing. Nice good podcast today. What the man them say? I was supposed to lock it off. Drew, lock it off, with the like and share thing and beer things. Lock it off, no?
Yeah, man. So, teacher, and him just done him thing. The road there, the man them there. Close the tab there now. Keisha, I had a PFE bill,
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
I had a
The man will chat the most bullshit pay for that around here.
Yeah, some people,
Hey, we get a few then, Solomon.
there again, and
Yeah,
we check it out. Like, share, comment.
Low, you had alone, man. Out.
Hey, man,
Yeah,
peace
man,
and
big
love.
up, big up. Right now we need a change. The youth them are suffer under this thing, alright.
Hey, man, things need for rearrange.
Yes, I.
Up.